Hey, hello everyone. It is Wednesday, August 27th, and unfortunately, we're starting with breaking news coming out of Minnesota here, which is a blue Democrat shithole that's turning into a Somali pirate stronghold. And now we've got a shooting at a Catholic school with young kids there. All these cowards always target young kids who can't defend themselves. They never go after adults at a community college or something, and try your luck there and see how that goes. So I'm going to give you some of the news updates here, but I'm going to some initial information here. So this is what we have from the Associated Press. This was roughly 49 minutes ago. So a shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic church, school slash Catholic school slash kind of church. They were having morning mass before school starts, I guess. Injured at least 5 children, hospital says, with more potentially lost their lives. At least 5 children were injured in a shooting Wednesday morning during the first week of classes at Minneapolis Catholic school. Authorities in a hospital said Governor Tampon Tim called the shooting horrific. The Minneapolis city government said the shooter had been contained, whatever that means. Did you shoot him? Did you arrest him? Did you take him out to lunch? What the fuck does contained mean? Be specific. And I want to know who it was too. I want to know the person and I want to know the demographic. They hide all this because they don't want you to know. People online are already blaming crazy white person. I'm willing to bet it's Somali pirate or a Muslim or someone that wanted to go after someone that had a gripe against a school. Shooter has been contained, or a transgender, right? The last couple Catholic school shootings have been trannies. After the gunfire at Annunciation Catholic School and there was no longer any active threat to residents, the school was evacuated and students and families were later directed to a reunification zone at the school. Locals expressed shock and sadness. Bill Beenham, who lives a couple of blocks away, has long attended Mass at Annunciation Church, and he's heard dozens of shots, perhaps as many as 50, over as long as 4 minutes. I was shocked. I said, there's no way that could be gunfire. He said there was so much of it. It was sporadic. Beeman's daughter, Alexandra, said she attended the school from kindergarten to 8th grade, finishing in 2014. After she heard of the shooting, she said she was shaking and crying, and her boss told her to take the day off. It breaks my heart, makes me sick to my stomach, knowing that there are people I know who are either injured and maybe even killed, Alexandra Beeman said. It doesn't make me feel safe at all in this community that I've been in for so long. Outside of the school, amidst a heavy uniformed law enforcement presence, children stood dressed in their dark green shirts or dresses. Many were trickling out of the school with adults giving lingering hugs and wiping away tears. One person was killed. 6 others were hurt in a shooting on Tuesday afternoon outside of a high school in Minneapolis. This is in addition to this shooting. Hours later, 2 people died in that particular attack after the shootings in the city. So let's get to what little bit of these idiots on the news have.
Paul and Bill, let's go to CB Cotton. She is live with more. It's in early stages of this story, CB, but what can you tell us?
Hey, Bill. Hey, Dana. Good morning. Such sad news that we're learning. So our local Fox affiliate report said the Annunciation Church in South Minneapolis, where this is all unfolding, has a school for students.
There's the mayor or something. Why do these fucking lefties dress always like their boyfriends dress them in the morning?
School indeed started on Monday, which makes this really heartbreaking. The Fox affiliate also reports that Mass is on Wednesdays at 8:15 local time there, and students were reportedly in Mass at the time of this shooting. I can also tell you that a reunification zone has already been set up for families of children at the school. And right now, first responders are on scene, are urging families to go to that reunification zone if they have questions. Obviously, you have a lot of parents who are probably there on scene, very worried, anxiously awaiting news on their children. And I want to go to some really disturbing details from the Star Tribune. This is a big publication in Minneapolis who says multiple people who live in the area reported hearing a lengthy burst of gunfire. Some people told the outlet that they heard so many shots fired off. They thought work was being done on nearby homes. And this outlet is also saying police are currently escorting parents and children to the school's basement. They've seen people crying, running towards the the scene. So just, a tragedy that's currently unfolding here in Minneapolis. And this shooting appears to be the latest in a string of violent incidents in this city since Tuesday afternoon. Yesterday, another shooting killed one person and injured 6 others. And now, less than 24 hours later, we have this unfolding where parents are potentially waiting to hear some of the worst news of their lives. Again, no confirmed totals on a number of people who've been killed, but we are certainly monitoring social media channels, waiting to hear more from law enforcement who are there on the ground. Back over to you.
CB Cotton, thank you. Go ahead and stand by for us. Paul, we just heard CB talking about it there. Also, our Fox affiliate, Fox 9 KMSP in Minneapolis, reporting the same. They're reporting that witnesses in the neighborhood heard a, quote, tremendous volume of gunfire, so much so that you heard CB mention that one neighbor thought it was somebody doing roof work on their house. There was so much banging. Again, Fox News has not independently confirming that coming from our Fox affiliate, Fox 9 in Minneapolis. Your thoughts on hearing that, Bill?
So once again, I go back to the fact that this is a school that only goes up to 8th grade. And when you're talking about semi-automatic or automatic gunfire, I start to go in my mind, just based on very limited information here, that this is very outside in. It's not a student. It's somebody who's targeting the school specifically. It is a Catholic school. I can't help but have my mind go back to the shooting in Nashville that targeted the Covenant School.
Who left his phone on?
We had that shooter in that case, Audrey Hale, seems to have targeted that school for an ideological reason.
I don't know why I talk this way.
So do we have something
Why are all
like
these New York, these NYPD cops
again,
fucking
that
talk
is
this
speculation. Way. I want to be clear on that. If, in fact, the shooter is mitigated here, isolated and contained, shot, wounded, potentially DOA, what will happen now is you're morphing into the aftermath. You're morphing into, obviously, dealing with the families, notifications.
What will happen now is I'll talk like I was in a mafia movie recently.
Students, things like that.
This is how I talk normally.
Tough
guy we had this little boy walking out here, being held by his father, maybe an older brother walking along with the mother, and what a traumatic way to start the school year for this community. The school kicked off at 8. The mass started at 8:15, and there's a report that I'm getting here from local media that the shooting apparently started around 8:30 a.m. So, everybody was there in place if they were on time.
And Paul, is there anything to be read into here that there's a whole lot of ambulances on scene, but we're not seeing a whole lot of them leave?
Oof, I mean, you could, I suppose. Now, it's entirely possible that those who were most seriously wounded were, like I said earlier, either immediately evacuated to a trauma center, or in some cases, the police won't even wait. Put the kid in the car, and you're out the door. But in this instance, if they're there, you could read into it that they're treating people at the scene, and as a result, they don't need to rush to an emergency room. It's very hard to read the tea leaves on a whole lot
like that. Obviously happened before the meeting.
So a whole lot of speculation and bullshit from these talking idiots on the news. So we're waiting for more information to come out about this. Obviously, thoughts to these family and their children, and of course the gun nuts are going to come back out again. They're going to whine and moan about guns. At the end of the day, this doesn't come to a gun problem. It comes to a mental illness problem, and it comes to cowards who target children's problems. There is no one who has any justification whatsoever. I don't care if you went to that school and you were getting bullied by the kids. It's no excuse to go in there and shoot the place up. And the parent should have had the guns locked up properly. So you need to start holding parents responsible for not locking up their weapons and proper gun control. So that father, mother, whoever we're going to end up finding out is involved in this, they should have criminal charges brought up on them as well. This kid or person that it's involved, we'll see how this plays out. It's a church, and it's young kids. I'm gonna put $50 on trans kid. There's a trans person that did it. Got their hands on a family member's gun. We're going to see how this plays out, and I'm willing to bet it was a trans person that did this. So they got bullied at the school. Doesn't like how they were treated at the school. It's a Catholic school in general that doesn't believe in what they affirming their gender and their bullshit. So we're going to see how it plays out, but I'm willing to bet it's a tranny. But thoughts going out. I hate saying thoughts and prayers because it doesn't do anything for anybody. But you have to say something in these situations. What else can you do? You feel like defenseless in this particular situation. You worry when you have kids. Is this going to happen to your kid's school? I mean, this is what these cowards do. They don't they don't target an adult or somebody that can fight back. So maybe the odds are even. They target defenseless children that are in school. It's a gun-free zone. It's a Democrat shithole, so you're not even supposed to have guns. So everyone's unarmed and everyone's victims. Now, if you had either teachers that were armed or you had good Samaritans that were armed near this situation, and they were a good guy could have stopped this situation and could have stopped the bad guy. When the cops get there, the only thing they're really doing is batting cleanup. They're not necessarily shutting the whole situation down. So sad situation overall. We're going to wait for more information to come out about this and to see if I'm right or not. I'm calling a transgender, and let's see if I'm eating crow or not. All right, I got more updates coming soon. Just another awful situation where kids have to go through this, and it's awful and it's disgusting that kids have to go through this, and shame on this person and their family, and they all should be held responsible for this.